Good evening. Welcome to our 6 p.m. class on Tuesdays. Moving forward until further notice, our classes will be at 6 o'clock. I have another arrangement that will be taking place at 7, so I needed to push it up to 6 p.m. If you all have any other suggestions at which would be a better time for you all, please let me know, because I want it to be convenient for you all as well. So anytime, like I said, if you want it on a Monday, in the evening, if you want it Tuesday, Wednesday, let me know. We already have class that's still scheduled for Thursday at 4 p.m. But if you all can send me an email, if you want to keep it the same on Tuesdays for 6 p.m., that's the only time I am available on Tuesdays. But if you want to do it at a different time on Mondays or on a Wednesday, let me know. Wednesday is not really Wednesday because we do have class on Thursday. So any different times that you might want to have it on Mondays or Tuesdays, please let me know. But as of right now, it'll be 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. I know some people probably forgot and thinking that I had an error with 6 p.m. today instead of 7, but it is 6 p.m. today because I have other arrangements for 7 p.m. moving forward. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you all have noticed, the digestive system is basically like one day, and then we move into the urinary, the male, the female systems. So we're fastly approaching the end of this module, which was a 40-day module. So I'm going to go ahead. It's not going to be long at all, but I want us to make sure that we're understanding coding. I know I hadn't been doing coding with you all because we had quite a few new students, but we have to get back into our coding manual so that you can understand, and I can see if you all are grasping how to code these procedures. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to go in right quick before we get to those PowerPoint slides. It doesn't want to, there we go. The digestive system, like I said, it's a very short chapter. You're not going to even go through all of these procedures, especially like when you're in like these little short procedures, these short chapters. Remember that if you're going to be in this specialized clinic, you would need to know a lot of this going on, but majority of these short chapters, the doctor is basically doing everything and charting. You just have to know how to code. You just have to know what section to look in for the procedures to be able to accurately code the procedure. So the objectives for the digestive system, you know, everything we basically with this, digestive system starts in the mouth, oral. So I'm looking for the first little part on here. So it says this action includes digestive tract codes from the lips to the anus. So you're going from the top, starting at the lips, all the way to where you do your excretions from the anus. And many of the subsections contains codes with very extensive descriptions. So I put a video in for you all to look at the process. And really, the digestive system is not that complicated. It's just that you have to know what section to look in. And remember, when we're going through these sections, it's incision, excisions, repair. So moving right along, the chapter topics, the format, learning objectives that you all will be covering is like 3. Understand the format of the digestive system subsection, report procedures of the lip, report procedures of the vegetable of the mouth. The format, and here's a diagram, and I've been putting diagrams in for you all to label, as well as they're in your book to look at it, because when you're getting ready to code, it's very good to understand and know where the different parts are, because when the doctor is charting, he's not going to spell out everything. A lot of times they're going to have diagrams, so you have to be familiar with these names of these procedures. And a lot of times, like I say, in your coding book, you have very, very good diagrams for you to follow. And when I'm putting those diagrams in, if it doesn't look the same, that's okay. But knowing that, okay, every diagram when you go into it's not going to be the exact same. You have to like think outside of the box sometimes, and you have to look at the diagrams and compare. Like for here, it's saying oral cavity. The picture might be turned the opposite way, but still the mouth is the mouth, you know, so it's not that complicated. Whereas I've got a lot of emails saying they couldn't diagram it. The picture wasn't the same. You have to think outside of the box. I mean, it's not going to be the exact same way, but if you have a general idea and know how to, you know, just look at it and say, like, for example, here, the esophagus. This long line, you know, right here, and you're looking at the picture, even if it's not the same, you know that this is the esophagus. Just looking at it and looking at the diagram, you should be able to know in place where the esophagus is. So it says the format of the digestive system subsection. And I keep stressing this to you all because this is going to be very helpful when it comes to that exam, your certification exam. If you know your ranges. So making sure that when your books are tabbed, if you know the range, so you know if something is stated in the digestive system, you know immediately with that tab that you have, it's going to be in the 4,000 to the 4,999, 40,000 through. So you know that you're going to go through that system. And again, so who all have there, the ones that are on here, your CPT manual, and can I see if you have it tabbed, if you have it with you for extra points? Okay, Ashley, I see yours. I see yours, Misty. Valentina, do you have yours? Are you available to show your book?
I am not actually available to show, but I don't have it. I don't have it completely tabbed. I have like the chapters we've gone through tabbed.
Okay, so I did put that in the e-learning section, in that great section, a video as well on how to tab your manual.
Yeah, I saw that video last night. I haven't had the time to really watch it and go through and do it yet. But I did like the sections that we've gone through and that I've been in. I did tab those sections based off of the video, just not the whole manual.
Okay, well, when you get a chance, make sure that you try to tab, because that's going to be very helpful for you, especially when it comes time to your certification exam. It saves a lot of time with trying to look for different things. You know, if you have it labeled, you just go to that tab and, you know, it just saves a lot of time, especially because your certification exam is timed.
Okay.
And then, yes, and I also put, and I sent you all information, the new information on the certification exam, the changes that's going to be taking place for 2024. Did you all receive that? I put that in a great section of e-learning. I also put the study packets and everything in the great section of e-learning as well. So just make sure you review, but they're going to have changes for 2024. So please, and updates to the way the test is presented. So Ashley, you were lucky to take that first part for that MOA that you passed, because everything now is going to be updated. And I also provided that to you all in the great section of e-learning as well, the updates that's taking place. So, you know, if you can, I know, Ashley, you're going to be finishing soon, so you might get an opportunity to take it before the new revisions and everything are put in place. So just pay attention to that, and you all please go through that packet as well. Yes, any questions?
No, I got a chance to look at those packets.
Good.
I did.
Yes, so and that's going to be very helpful as well. And like I said, make sure you go through that packet for the updates and the changes that are taking place. And I also want to mention, before we go any further, the MJ Foster, that information that I put in, you all are still able to apply for that. And depending on if you're eligible, you can receive money back for that, for tuition assistance. So please take a look at that. It you know, we've had some students that applied and was accepted. So please take a look at that Foster grant. I have it in news and announcements. There is still time. It only takes about 3 to 4 minutes to complete. And they get back with you really, really fast in reference to if you qualify or not. And that's for anybody that might need assistance with tuition. So please, you know, take advantage of that resource, because it is available for you all. So moving on, like I was saying, the format for the digestive system, just pay attention to the code ranges. And it says it's divided according to anatomic site. And if you notice, a lot of the sections when we're going through it, it tells you how it's divided. And a lot of times that's in your daily assignments. So it's divided into anatomic site and procedures. So that's how your subsections are divided. Included in this subsection are codes for sites beginning with the mouth and ending with the anus. Also included are those internal organs that aid in the digestive process, including the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. And if you look at the diagram here, it's showing you everything, the whole process of the digestive system. So it shows you, it starts at the mouth, the oral cavity, how it goes down, how the food is digested, all the way to the anus, the rectum, and it shows you the whole process. I provided you all with a video. Please make sure that you all are watching the videos. That gives and also assists you with learning and being able to code in the digestive system. Like I said, this is a one-day chapter. We'll be moving next into the urinary tract, so we're going to go through that as well. So just making sure that you look at those diagrams and you look at those videos that I post for you all. This subsection includes codes for procedures of the abdomen, peritoneum, omentum, and hernia repairs. Endoscopic codes are located throughout the subsection on the basis of the anatomic site. As you all can see, I do not have my glasses. I cannot find them. I don't know where I put my glasses.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Lips. Codes in the lips, subheading 40,490 through 40,799 include the categories of, and see, everything that we're going through now, it tells you excision, repair, and other procedures. If the procedure was performed on the skin of the lips, assigned to the code, here we go again. Remember, if it's the skin, it's the integumentary system. So always remember that that's the tricky part when it comes to, even though we're in the digestive system when we're coding, you still have to look at other sections sometimes, because if it's skin, that's your little help, though, your little hint. Anything that says skin, and it tells you here, if the procedure was performed on the skin of the lips, assign a code from the integumentary system, not a digestive system code. Anything dealing with skin is integumentary. And it has here, a verminectomy, 40,500, is shaving of the lip. The vermilion zone is the red part of the lips, and it's showing you here, the vermilion border. There are many services bundled into 4525, such as, and it tells you, benign lesion excision, malignant lesion excision, verminectomy with mucosal advancement. So all of this pertains to the lips. And when you look in that section, you will see the excision, incision, all of those different forms. So we're going to move right on here to the PowerPoint slides right quick. The digestive system divided by anatomic site from mouth to abdomen, peritoneum, and omentum, plus organs that are digestive process. Many bundled procedures. So in your digestive system, you're going to have a lot of bundled procedures. Surgical procedures for open and endoscopic. So they're showing you, what are the surgical procedures? And we just went over these codes. This is for the lips, tongue, and floor of mouth. This is the code range. Incision and drainage codes based on sublingual, under the tongue, submandibular, under the mandible, masticator space, floor of mouth to hyoid bone. So it tells you all of the different sections. But remember, the doctor is going to have all of that documented in the patient's record, in the medical chart. You're just going to have to know where to code and how to code those procedures.
So it's not so much us looking up what's going on. We just have to look up the code, right?
Right. Especially for the digestive system. Looking up that code and then knowing that the tongue, that, you know, that's a digestive process, that's oral, knowing that that's in the digestive system. And then remember, most of these codes, if you're in a specialized clinic, you're going to have those codes in the system already. So it's not like if you're working basically in, like I said, a clinic that's basically for gastroenterology, anything that's dealing with digestive or the stomach or anything like that. They're going to have those codes in the system. So it's not like you're going to be in there, you're going to start looking for something in the heart. Cardiovascular, that doctor will give a referral and have that patient to go to that specialized clinic. So just like they have a specialist, when they give you a referral and they say, well, you have to go and see this specialist because they do not specialize in that procedure. So when you're in the digestive part, it's basically gastro, all of these different things. You're going to be coding specific to that area. If it's something that starts saying, like you say, oh, well, diabetes and things like that, they're going to give you a referral to the diabetic clinic. So majority of the codes are going to be in the system already. You're just going to have to know the extent of it. So you're not going to have anything when you go to see a gastroenterologist or something like that, that's going to be something related to the foot. You know, they'll give that referral, even if they look at that, because most times they're not going to be looking at anything dealing with your foot. You know, you would already have that specialist that you are already seeing, especially like for an eye doctor, you know, ophthalmologist, you know. So if they see something just from an x-ray, by looking at that, they'll refer you to that specialist. So a lot of these procedures and a lot of things that you're going to be looking at is going to be particular to that specialist. Or if you go into the hospital, you know, if you're going into the hospital, then you are coding for different areas, but all of that will be set up in the system for you. Certain things that you might have to look for, but those codes that they usually use, like when you go in a hospital, they usually have different codes already for certain areas. Then you'll have that available to you. You're not going to have a book unless it's something special that you have to look up. So I don't want you to become alarmed and thinking that you have to know every specific and every particular, because majority of those things in special clinics is already going to be in the system for you. Any questions? So they're showing you here, and like I said, they have diagrams, and you have beautiful diagrams in your CPT manual. Look at those diagrams, become familiar with, you know, the diagrams on what they look like to help you to better understand what you're looking for. Salivary glands and ducts. This also has a subsection. You have 3 salivary glands: the parotid, the submandibular, and the sublingual. Codes divided initially by gland. Pharynx, adenoids, and tonsils. They're showing you how that's divided. Incision codes, tonsillectomy, and adenoidotomy. They're telling you internal, intra, extra, intra, external. And they show you the diagrams based on gland removed and age of patient. So in your book, you'll see a clearer picture, but this is, like I said, it's only one day because you won't be knowing all the specifics for that. It'll be charted. Esophagus. The code range approaches incision, excision. Remember, majority of your codes with this stuff is incision, excision. Then they have on here esophagoscopy, limited to esophagus only. Scope may be advanced into stomach, but is short of pylorus. Here's another diagram of the stomach. Gastric bypass performed for morbid obesity. This was a procedure that they were doing a while back that they're trying to like cut back on because it caused so many other health related issues. But this is what happens and what it looks like when they do that gastric bypass. Then the bariatric surgery. These are the code ranges that you would use for someone who would come in that would have a gastric bypass, anything with bariatric surgery. The bariatric surgery, gastric restrictive device, such as a band, when they had the lap band. So all of those things, this is in the digestive system. Intestines, except rectum. This is the code range. Separate procedures common. Colostomies, always bundled with major procedures, unless code states otherwise. Endoscopy, small intestines. Diagnostic bundled into surgical endoscopic. Code to furthest extent of procedure through stomal report. So with endoscopy, the small intestine, you're going to code to the furthest extent possible. Endoscopy terminology. Notes define specific terminology. Make sure you're always reading your notes in your manual. Make sure that you're reading under these PowerPoint slides the information that explains to you what it is. Just more terminology. Colon procedures and screening. Laparoscopy and endoscopy. Some subheadings have both laparoscopy from outside and endoscopy from inside procedures. And this is basically, like I said, a very, very quick chapter. Basically, just knowing your code ranges, knowing how to look for it. So what we're going to do for those of you who have your CPT manual, I'm going to give you all a code and I need you all to find it. Let's brush up on our coding skills. Okay, the first one, I need you all to find for me ligation. No, I want to do cervical approach for suture of an esophageal wound. Surgical approach for suture of an esophageal wound. Esophageal is ESOPHAGEAL, wound. Cervical approach for suture of an esophageal wound. What is that CPT code? And give me the page number once you find it. And I'll repeat it again. Cervical approach for suture of an esophageal wound. CPT code. So I found it. I'm waiting on you all. Anybody found it yet?
Oh, I'm at work. I don't even have my book with me.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Yeah, I just got lucky enough to catch part of the
I'm
class.
glad you
'Cause we having
did.
a carnival. We having a carnival at Blue Cross today, so I got lucky.
Yes, I'm glad you can join. Penny, you have your book?
Yes, I do have my book. I'm trying to find it.
Okay. So a little extra hint, what color should you be in?
Should be in purple, right?
Correct.
Is it 43327?
No, not 43327, but you're in the area.
Is it 43352?
You said 43.
352?
No. Well, let me read what the question is again. Cervical approach for suture of an esophageal wound. Cervical approach for suture of an esophageal wound.
Okay, so Miss Crystal, I don't have my book, but wouldn't that be in like the repair part of it?
Exactly, correct.
Okay,
Because remember that word suture, so if you're suturing something, you're repairing it, right?
right, right. Okay,
Exactly.
I'm making mental notes.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, is it 43410?
Correct. You gave that Penny. All right, that is correct. What page are you on?
363.
Okay, and in my book, which is the 2023 version, it's on page 351. So for those who might have 2023, it's on page 351. And for those, what year is your book, Penny?
2022.
Okay, and so what page is yours on in 2022?
On page 363.
Okay, 2022, 363, 2023, 351. And it states 43410, suture of esophageal wound or injury, cervical approach. Very good, Penny. Next one. Complicated revision of a colostomy. Complicated revision of a colostomy. Complicated revision of a colostomy. Complicated revision of a colostomy.
Okay, say it again.
Complicated revision of a colostomy. Remember, we're in the digestive system. Remember, digestive starts from the mouth, oral to the anus.
Would it be
44345.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What is it? Who said?
44345.
Correct, Ashley. What page are you on?
372.
And you're in 2022?
Yeah.
Okay, so in manual 2022, it's on page 372. In 2023 manual, it's on page 360. At the bottom of the page, well, the top left-hand side of the page, 44345. 44345 is the answer. 2022 manual, page 372. 2023 manual, page 360. Next one. Okay, this is a little fun one here. Amy is an 18-year-old with severe snoring. She is having an adenoidectomy in order to treat her snoring. What is the CPT code? Amy is an 18-year-old with severe snoring. She is having an adenoidectomy in order to treat her snoring. What is the CPT code? And when you all are looking in the manual in the digestive system, pay attention to how they have it broken down. They have like incision, excision, all of that is broken down for you. So pay attention to that as well. Amy is an 18-year-old with severe snoring. She is having an adenoidectomy in order to treat her snoring. What is the CPT code? Can you all mute? I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Younger.
You found it, Penny?
I found the one where it's younger than 12. I was looking for 18. So I found 42835. Oh, 42831.
Very good. Look, Penny, I was about to say, wait,
Right.
it's right under there.
I don't know. I was overlooking it.
I was like, wait, how? Because then right under it says age 12 and older. I'm like,
I don't know how I was overlooking it.
so the correct answer is that. Look, Penny is correct. It's 42831. It's on page 337 in the 2023 manual. And Penny, what page for you?
349.
Page 349 in the 2022 manual. 337 in 2023 and 349 in 2022. So make sure that you all are paying attention to where it has the age range, because that's very important when you're coding. When that doctor is documenting that in that patient record, you have to make sure when you're looking up the codes, if it has a code range, because they will definitely deny that claim if it's not the correct code range, and you will not be reimbursed, and you would have to submit that claim again. Next one. Full thickness repair of the vermilion of the lip. Full thickness repair of the vermilion of the lip. What is the CPT code? Full thickness repair of the vermilion of the lip.
40650.
Oh, Lord, let me look. I didn't even get to look it up yet. Let's see that quick. Let's see. And what did you say it was?
40650.
Let me check. I gotta find it. That is correct. That is correct. So what page are you on?
345.
And what manual?
22.
Okay, 2022. So I have to find it in mine. You said 40. Give the answer again.
40650.
406. That's right. In the 2023 manual, it's 333. Page 333 in 2023. Very good. Next one. Let's see. Diagnostic abdominal laparoscopy or laparoscopy. People pronounce that differently. Diagnostic abdominal laparoscopy. Oh, my book. Oh.
All right, say it slow one more time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My book was falling. I'm repeat it. This book is so heavy. Diagnostic abdominal laparoscopy. What is the CPT code? Diagnostic abdominal laparoscopy.
Is it 49320?
Almost. You're close. Diagnostic abdominal laparoscopy. And make sure when you're looking at it, you're reading the notes of what it's telling you for that particular one. Remember, it's diagnostic. Diagnostic abdominal laparoscopy.
49320?
Correct. In 2023, it's on page 384. And if you read under it, it says laparoscopy. Surgical laparoscopy always includes diagnostic laparoscopy. To report a diagnostic laparoscopy, separate procedure, use 49320. And then at the top, it gives examples and it's showing you again. What page are you on?
396?
And you're in 322, I mean 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 396 for 2022 manual, 384 for 2023 manual. Last one. Biopsy of the stomach by laparotomy. Biopsy of the stomach by laparotomy. Biopsy of the stomach by laparotomy.
43605?
Correct. What page?
364.
364 and 2020. Oh, my book, 2022. Very good. I'm sorry, Alice, I didn't hear you.
What was the code again? She said
43605.
okay, I see.
Yes, 43605 is correct. Very good. So you see, that's why, I mean, you all doing great, but that's what I'm saying. We have to get back into the coding, using your manuals so that you're able to actually look and see in the manual how it's divided. And it shows you, like in the manual, it have introduction, revision, removal, incision, repair. So you have to pay attention to what it's asking of you. You know, so looking at that, looking deeper into it will assist you with understanding how to code. So that was, you know, something that we have to get back into that we will be doing now. So make sure that when we have class on Thursday, if you're able to attend, make sure that you have your manuals, your CPT manual and your ICD-10 manual. We're going to be using both manuals to code from. So next, we're going to go right on in. We have like 10 more minutes. We're going to go right into let me get out of this. Let me pull it over here. If it allows me to, our next chapter, chapter 20. So for chapter 20, urinary and male genital systems. I also placed a video for you all as well for chapter 20, urinary and male genital systems. And also I placed in a video the female as well. So you have two videos just to review. We will be going over this again on Thursday, more in detail. But since the digestive system was only one day, I wanted to get like a little head start for you all to understand the urinary and male genital system. So very, very good diagrams. Some of the objectives, and remember, you can find your objectives as well in your syllabus, the gray section of e-learning in the syllabus. Understand the format and codes of the urinary system subsection. Review the subheadings and categories of the urinary system subsection. Report services with urinary system codes. So the urinary system subsection is 50,010 to 53,899 of the CPT manual is arranged anatomically by the subheadings of the kidney, ureter, bladder, and urethra. And in the video I sent to you all, it's explaining to you the difference. A lot of people code wrong because of the ureter and the urethra, two different processes, but a lot of people get those confused. The ureter and the urethra are two different codes, two different meanings. With category codes arranged by procedure, here we go again with the procedures: incision, excision, introduction, and repair. A wide range of terminology is used in the subsection. So you have to become familiar with the terminology in the urinary system. The glossary at the back of this book includes many of the terms that you will encounter in the CPT manual. Always be certain you know the meaning of all the words in the code description before you assign a code. So this is a good diagram. The kidneys, ureters, and so this is where they're telling you the ureters and the urethra are two different things, and a lot of people get those codes confused. The ureters are ureters. The urethra is urethra. Two different placements in the body, but it's always confused a lot with coding. And if you look at that video that I placed in your daily assignment, it explains that as well. So the kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and the urethra. The four subheadings of the urinary system subsection in the CPT manual, and it tells you again, kidneys, ureter, bladder, and urethra. Kidney, the first subheading in the urinary subsection is kidney, and it shows you that code range. And we're going through the same process with everything. Incision, it shows you the breakdown here. So just pay attention to make sure you become familiar with the medical terminology in the urinary system. Showing you the different diagrams. Percutaneous, they're showing you the different subsections. Remember that the information, the answers will be at the top before you get to your questions. Excision, showing you the different pictures. Pay close attention to those diagrams. Renal transplantation. So it's giving you just a breakdown of everything, but the subsections are the same. You're going to have your incision, excision, introduction, removal. You got to come familiar when you're in your CPT manual. You'll look at those as well. Quick little, let me go back. So for chapter 20, just a quick little review right quick. This is a good example that you'll understand the anatomic divisions. It breaks it down. Procedures on prostate in either urinary or male genital systems. Procedures involving the urinary systems are reported using the code range here. And it gives you, and that's when you ask those questions, like this is on your test. Look at those questions and answers. It says, what are the 4 subheadings for the urinary system codes? The codes are arranged automatically by the subheadings, and it says it again: kidney, ureters, bladder, and urethra. Further divided by procedure: incision, excision. On what basis are the category codes organized? Arranged by procedure: incision, excision, introduction, and repair. The kidney code range is showing you how they're divided. Incision, caution, kidney located in retroperitoneal area. Each has codes for procedures. Renal exploration, renal abscess. So each section has different coding ranges on how it's divided. Procedures. It tells you the procedures. This is a very short chapter as well, but it tells you the procedures. And it goes on, this is in your book as well, but the PowerPoint just go more in depth on explaining it to you. Excision. So we're going to stop here, but just remember to watch those videos that I placed in your daily assignment. I did the male urinary and I did the female, because we'll be going straight from the male to the female. So look at those examples, look at those videos. And on Thursday, we will be doing coding. So please read your PowerPoint slides, read through the chapters. Thursday's class is strictly coding. We have to get back on top of coding again. Like I said, I had a lot of new students. I didn't want to scare them with getting into it because a lot of them didn't have their books yet, but we definitely need to get back into coding. So Thursday, we will be coding. We'll go over a quick little review, but the majority of the class will be coded. So please, if you're available, please try and join for Thursday for 4 p.m. for our coding class. That's what we're going to focus on now, especially with all of these different procedures. We have a lot of graduates coming up, so we need to just get, catch up with our coding. Any questions or concerns before we log off for this evening? Remember, please complete your assignments. I am no longer just reopening assignments. If you miss an assignment, I will place it in your notes in the comments section, but you have to contact me to inform me if you need an assignment reopened. It's getting very, very complicated and hard for me just to keep going back, opening assignments. I've said this on numerous occasions. It's just difficult, constantly opening assignments, and then nobody goes in and complete the assignments. So I'll put it in your comments section of that assignment. If you miss it, you would need to contact me to reopen that assignment. Remember, we're getting to the end of this module. This module is 40 days. We're practically on day 28 or 29. So within the next week and a half, we will be completing this module, moving on to a new module. I will not be going back opening assignments from day 1. So please, right now is the time, while we still have time, if you have any missing assignments, to contact me via cell, text, email, to let me know if you need assignments reopened. I cannot do it at the end of the module. I'm trying to do grades for different classes. I have independent study students who are in classes. It's just entirely too much and it's too hard. So while you still have time, if you need anything reopened, please let me know now. I stated at the beginning of the module, I will no longer be opening assignments on the last day of the module. So this is the time now, if you need anything reopened, to let me know. Also, remember, for you all who are getting the extra points, please let me know if you need me to apply extra points to any assignments that you might have missed. Also, remember that your lowest grade is dropped for your exam or daily assignment or anything. I always drop your lowest grade. So remember that as well. This class, this lecture was 10 points. So make sure you put your 10 points down. Make sure for anyone who's not on here, make sure that you listen to this video. Make sure that you take notes. Look at those page numbers that we have put in, that I have recorded for you all to be able to find those codes if you're having difficulty. I gave you the page numbers for 2022 manual as well as the 2023 manual. So just make sure that you're looking those things up and paying attention. So if we don't have any other questions or concerns, I will see you all on Thursday. Remember to have your CPT manual and your ICD-10 manual for Thursday's class. We're going to focus and concentrate on coding for that entire class. I'll do a quick review of the male and the female, about 5-10 minutes, and the rest of that class will be strictly coding. So make sure you have your books. Make sure you tab your manuals. You'll get extra points for that as well. Tab your manuals, CPT and ICD-10 manual. So if you all do not have any questions or concerns, I'll be posting this. I have an engagement I have to go through now. That's why our class is for 6 p.m. But later on tonight, I will be sending this lecture, recorded lecture. I will be posting it in your roster as well as the grade section of e-learning. Any questions or concerns? You all did great. Keep up the great work, and I will see you all on Thursday. Coding, coding, coding. Have a good night. See you all Thursday. Bye-bye.